smoothie. Hey, how you doing today?
Hey, boss. I'm so sorry. I guess I forgot to hit that go live button.
Hey, man, it works.
Man, having such a good moment, you kind of forget to just like, hey, you might want to go live, but you want to save this good chat later on and actually be able to watch it later on in live.
Right.
So I appreciate on that. I apologize for cutting you guys off. So tell me again about you. You guys were, talking about how you work construction, right?
Yeah, I do a little construction. I also own the store, but to pay some of the bills, you got to go out there and actually make money. Since the industry I used to be in is no longer nearly as lucrative.
How long you been a grower for?
How long have I been growing for? Let's see, 35 years, 36 years, something like that. I like to say I went to rehab the day after I turned 12 and was growing pretty much not too long after that.
Dang. You definitely have a minute on growing, huh?
A
Yeah,
lot of time. I was going to say a lot. Go ahead, sir.
My fault. Do you cultivate more than just cannabis?
Yes, I don't have as much success cultivating other things as I do cannabis, but I do have fruit trees. We got strawberries. We throw out a little garden every year, but I don't really seem to take as much pride in that. So if it starts to die, I kind of don't care. It starts dying, man. It goes bad pretty quick. So.
Yeah, definitely. No, I feel you on that. What up, Crimson? So we got Root Nerds in the chat. We got ACL. Gave you guys a shout out earlier, but my silly self forgot to hit that
hey guys.
Go live button. What's up, everybody? Appreciate you guys taking time out of your days. Thank you again for taking some time out of your night run and being able to share your story. Feel free and just go ham. So you mentioned that you've been growing for 35 years. What has been some of your favorite strains throughout those years?
That's part of the clandestine part. I have no clue. The names that we gave them or that I gave them were like Thursdays because I found, I had a buddy that went to college that he brought me back a pill case from Monday through Sunday. And he got that from a buddy that followed the dead during the summer. And so I opened them all up, and the best seed was this big giant orange seed that had like giant zebra stripes on it, and it was in the spot of Thursday, so therefore it got the name Thursdays. But still, people from my job come back still to this day and go, "Man, that Thursday was the best stuff." I actually sent one of my buddies, a guy named Kenny out of Colorado, sent him to the psych ward the next morning because it was so strong, but have no clue what strain it was. I called his mom. I'm like, how'd Kenny? Did Kenny get home okay last night? And his mom's like, man, he actually checked himself in the psych ward this morning. And so I talked to him about 4 days later, and he's like, dude, I got so high, I got lost in your bathroom for an hour and had such a bad anxiety attack that I checked myself into the hospital the next day. But so Thursdays is legendary, but if anybody knows what strain that is, fuck, I know.
That's freaking awesome.
But no, I've grown many strains, but like I said, being a clandestine grower isn't necessarily all what it's cracked up to be, because the education that I learned was all from failure. I mean, it didn't come with, hey man, this guy, you call this name, or this is lollipopping, or this is topping, or this is how you water. It was, so I just consider myself just slightly above average, and I'm still trying to master this thing myself. I mean, it's, I usually tell people that come into my shop, I'm more than happy to help you, but I can get to you to here. If you go past that, then I need you to bring that information back to me so I can share it with the rest of the people that we deal with. Because you guys have the ability to access information in a way that I never had the ability to access.
Yes, I feel like it definitely has been a different experience. Now that you have a bunch of growers that just share the knowledge and don't mind posting it on YouTube. I'm sure Vixen can agree on that. Like, I'm not sure how many content creators you got to watch before you decided, like, you know what, I'm gonna join this path and see if it's something that we can do. What up, Mythic?
So let me ask, what did going as far as
Would you
medical
like to
mean for you here down at the lake?
Going medical?
The first stage when we went legal for at least MM or medical cards.
Well, when we went medical, it basically said that, my industry was going to not exist anymore, and I better start selling picks and shovels to the gold rush, so there, hence Just Grow Mo, and needless to say, picks and shovels don't make as much as gold, but like I said, going medical was great as far as, I mean, for me, my medical card actually says PTSD, and my doctor asked, was I in the Vietnam? He's like, you're too young for Vietnam. Were you in Desert Storm? And I'm like, no. I said it was the drug war. So on my medical card it actually says PTSD due to the drug war. But like I said, I mean, it saves people from going to jail. It gave us the ability to use it, but it really, as far as I'm concerned, the industry, the way it went with the bureaucracy, really took away from people like me that was in the industry that wanted to see it go in a different direction. But other than that, it was great. I mean, we're not going to jail, but on the other hand,
Finances took a dive.
Yeah. I mean, it's you have to figure out what path you're going to take next. So now that's the path that I'm looking for is, and when I started Just Grow Mo, I thought it was going to be, this big financial windfall, but in reality, I mean, it's a job just like growing weed. I mean, it's not easy. If it was easy, like everybody says, everybody would do it. And I have plenty of people that come in and start growing, and then I have plenty of people you don't see after they start growing because they find out it's actual work. And nowadays it doesn't make the money that it used to, so you have to have a love for it and have the passion and want to just do it just as a hobby, really. And hopefully the craft market will come back to the point where we can get some things like a fine wine that's been aged for a year or two and actually start bringing the market back to where we can bring back $300, $400, $500 an ounce for the home grower, not just the dispensaries.
Definitely. Damn, that'd be crazy to me right there.
But that don't mean
so
anything. Like
what are some of the benefits you've noticed either by consuming or just being a part of this plant?
Well, first, I'm 105 years old, so I think it really helps with age. No, yeah. I personally like to get high. I mean, when I was 17, I had a friend of mine kill themselves, and he was drinking very heavily. And when he killed himself, I told myself that I was going to stop drinking and only smoke marijuana, but use it as they were trying to give me anti-psych medicines or Ritalin and stuff when I was a little kid. So I started smoking it every 2 to 3 hours with 1 or 2, 3 hits out of a one hitter to treat it as more of a medicine. And it helps stabilize my mood. it makes, weirdly enough, it makes learning more fun, you know. So I mean, that's really been my whole life, is just trying to fill my poor little head with more information than it can hold. And I've done that to this point, you know, right? Yeah. But no, like I said, it's to me, I just like getting high. I mean, I love that it helps people with cancer, and hopefully one day, if I end up with cancer, not hopefully if I get cancer, but hopefully if something like that happens, it can help me in that aspect too. But realistically, I mean, it's you know, I consider it more of an anti-psych medication to myself than really anything else. But I like getting high.
Definitely.
But no, I have a long history on drugs. You know, like I said earlier, I went to rehab the day after I turned 12. And by doing that, you know, I've done a lot of drugs over my lifetime, because when you go to rehab as a 12-year-old, you know, the 18 and 19-year-olds want you to, you know, man, you should try this when you get out. And, you know, so, but realistically, I mean, I claim that I've given up everything that caused me problems. And at this point, sugar and pot are the only two things that I do. So, I mean, it's helped me really conquer a lot of things, you know, besides just, you know, having something to smoke.
Well, definitely.
But
shy,
you know, say what?
What's that?
I was like, don't be shy, Vixen.
I'm always shy. Y'all just gonna get used to that.
Yeah, feel free and step in whenever you're ready. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
So tell me
Ask
something a
away.
little bit about you. I don't know much about your guys' platform. You know, I appreciate you having me on your platform, but I mean, let me know something about what you guys, I mean, what got you into, you know, what kind of things do you enjoy? Because I've never honestly seen the platform, and I'm just appreciating you guys having me on, honestly.
Definitely, bro. I definitely appreciate you asking, because not many that actually ask that question. Really, you know, we just got started. I got started by, I guess, falling in love with this plant. Like you mentioned before, as being a consumer for a very long time. I've worked in dispensaries, and that journey was definitely so much fun, because like not only being able to be surrounded by so many jars of flavors, it was just amazing being able to see the growers when they would come, fucking trash bags bigger than fucking I've ever seen full. I was like, God damn. I was like, that's the life. They're like, I kind of eventually like saw myself like maybe I would try that out, but never really like planned on it or anything like that. When I came out here, I really focused on the diesel life, and it turned me away from my passion, which was being around the plant, being around the people that benefited off either consuming or being able to take one of my edibles that I made, either help them sleep, it help them with an appetite. Like it was always a benefit, and being able to see the smile and being able to like, bro, that thing was fire. I can't like, let me get some more of that. It was just, it's always a pleasure to have around. As I jumped on Instagram, like I was constantly watching videos on YouTube, and so many content creators that come out with their Seeds to Harvest videos, and just literally like lit a fire in my eyes. Was like, man, this is crazy. Like this is something that we actually do. Jumped on Instagram, met so many different people little by little. And I was technically doing this on Instagram, and I felt like it was good enough to where maybe we'll go to YouTube. But I was kind of just like so timid, so shy, just not wanting to branch out. But I just wanted to continue the thing on Instagram, because a lot of people just love to just hang out, and you see one live start, and that's somebody you know, and you see the chat. This is just like the Grummies are tonight. They're just talking to each other, having a blast, you know, catching up with each other if they haven't already throughout the day. and it's something that I just wanted to continue. Good buddy Crimson, he just kept mentioning like, dude, you gotta go on YouTube. Like your show is good, you know, like what you guys are doing is good. Not only that is positive, and that's really what I like to carry around, like nothing but positive energy. People that want to be here, either help each other grow or help each other be more successful in life. And definitely what we're trying to accomplish now is just to I guess help literally everybody out, not just watch ourselves grow. We want everybody to grow together, because there's no reason we should be like fighting or attacking each other, especially off something that brings us together.
Right.
And yeah, this plant is freaking amazing, bro. Like you see so many different genetics, and the just the way that she just stands out amongst other flowers and other plants. It just, and plus I was like, there's just literally so many consumers that maybe don't know knowledge about growing a plant. So I was like, if we can provide anything like that as we're learning ourselves, it's definitely something to keep in mind. So
Yeah, as long as we're able to
we
grow.
don't really have a plan on where we end up, but
You have a plan for where we're going to end up?
yeah. No, I don't. I was like, I don't have a plan or anything. I'm
A little bit of a delay there.
I was hoping you had the plan, man. I was ready to listen.
my fault.
No. I like, I honestly thought, like I said, I would open the store and it would be just a thing to sell grow supplies, but realistically, man, it's me and my wife who really operates the store. She's the one that really handles the day to day. I like to call myself Colonel Sanders and her Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm just the asshole behind the plant, making the big smile, but she's the one that handles the day to day. But we really found out, man, we're wanting to help people grow. But like you said, it comes to be, man, we help them more in life than a lot of times in growing. We like to say that our store is more of our church, because, not to be religious in that sense, but because people come in and they really have a story they want to talk about and tell you about, and they want to hear your story and hope, that maybe, someone else has that same issue that, that we can both help each other through. So I liked hearing what you had to say about, helping people succeed other than in just growing. I appreciated that.
Like I feel like there's a lot more than the benefits of that. Like material, you can make a lot of things with it besides consuming it. A lot of people like doing dabs and all that good stuff. So I feel like it's a cleaner smoke too for the people that never really tried that. It's a little bit more intense on your lungs right away, but once you get settled in, same thing like with the bong rip, you'll be straight.
Right.
Just enjoy the ride.
Yeah, I've always been, weirdly enough, the guy that promoted one hits, weirdly enough, for the simple fact that every hit is a brand new, clean, fresh hit. So that was always, was my push for that. But no, man, I mean, I like to smoke it pretty much anyway. Realistically, I don't smoke a whole lot of flower anymore. Most of it is, smoking dabs on one level or another, but I'm looking for that flower that I just can't put down. I want to keep smoking.
Definitely. So, how'd you come up with your logo? That is pretty sweet logo.
Actually, a buddy of mine that was a customer came in and he said he did some logo work, and I said, man, could you come up with something for me? And he said, well, what do you want? And I said, honestly, dude, I just want to see what you do. And he brought back that and he said, what do you think? And I said, man, the only thing I see it needs a Grateful Dead lightning bolt in that jar. But other than that, I think it's great, man. Let's do it. So We actually got it for a billboard, but the billboard company said that it was promoting pot to little kids. And I told them I don't sell pot, but yet they refused to listen to us. So we never did get it on a billboard.
Oh man.
Yeah, people still have weird hangups.
Yeah, certain people can still be a little bit on the iffy side when it comes to cannabis. It's just, I feel like it's just because they don't know, either by not experiencing only bad symptoms by other people, or maybe by themselves by either consuming too much and not knowing their limits. That's definitely something for a first timer or a homegirl. Like when you're coming into these things, so like ease your way in, and don't know, I guess know your limits for sure. And if you can record some of the things that for you, like if you ever forget, you at least can go back and witness it for yourself. Some of the symptoms, some of the things that you did, and what you consumed, and how much.
Right. Yeah, sometimes not the greatest idea, but yeah, always start slow. I mean, I would never tell anybody to, go hang out with Willie if it was your first day, but on the other hand, if you've been around long enough and you want to challenge yourself, hey, Willie, I'm here.
Fuck, bro, that'd be a fucking challenge right there for sure.
I'm any day of the week. Yeah. I ain't as old as Willie. I ain't smoking as much, and it ain't as good, but I'm willing to try. Just in case Snoop's out there, I'm willing to try yours also, buddy. I think I can hang with all of them. No, I've been smoking quite some time. I think I could hold my own, but hey, Ham, shit, give me something that knocks my ass on the ground. I'd love to see it.
Well, when it comes to flower, I can definitely say I can hang like no tomorrow. Well, when it comes to the dabs right there, probably you got me on the 4th, 5th one, depending on what device. Maybe on the first one, you probably knock me out.
Right?
Hey,
I'll be on it. Yeah, bro. Literally.
We got a little bit of a delay here. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I was saying I was watching that podcast last night, and dude, bro used Greasy Grows. He used that hair straightener. Pressed it with that, then he literally did that from that. It was like cool as shit. I didn't even know you could use that hair press. That was funny. Or just a hair straightener.
Some of the I was like, that's the craziest thing. The cheapest way I've seen somebody squish a nut just straight with this. Like I've seen it on YouTube where they just go with a hair straightener, try to get your cheapest one, nice little plate size. You just literally press it with. So it's not gonna last for a couple of rounds, but it's gonna get you your nice little dabs where you can.
That was wild.
The first time I seen it, I was like, what?
One of the comments or guys in the podcast, he was just commenting. He's like, yeah, man, I used to like steal my sister's straightener back in 2012. I was like, there's probably so many girls running around smelling with like dank hair because they didn't realize their brothers were jacking their straighteners.
Yeah, it was about 10, 12 years ago, man, maybe 15 years ago. My buddy showed me a video, and it was the old butane pulls. I did that for a while, man, and it killed me so bad. But it wasn't, I guess, about 5-6 years ago. A buddy of mine turned me on to the press, and that's when I started getting back into the dab. Before that, I had kind of ruled it out because it got so methy. I was in there smoking with the little glass tube, you get the roses out of at the gas station. And, once you get to that point where you're, thinking that you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing, you're probably needing to back off a little bit. But even nowadays, I mean, you get the glass piece out and you got a blowtorch and you can't really do that in public as well as you can just, take a one hit or smoke a joint. But people still look at you a little strange. But hey,
Yeah. The first time I made it, I was like, okay. I was told to make it off of the garage or off the balcony. It was like a little French balcony, so it already kind of looked iffy. I ended up doing it outside of a buddy's house because he just wanted to like, hey, you press me some stuff, I'll give you some free tattoos. I was like, shit, say no more, bro. I was like, my chest kind of feels empty right now, so I was like, fuck it, I'll press some stuff. He had the stuff ready to go. Next, you know, I was like, the cops are pulling up. I was like, oh shit. They're like, what's going on here? Oh, we're just making peanut butter. We're organic people, and this is the way we like to do things, and this is our process. And it just kind of looked like, oh, well, we got called from the neighbors saying that you guys are making meth and all these things. I was like, you guys can take a look. And they're looking at the products. They're like, okay, see you guys later. Yeah, just be safe. It's just like the craziest thing because I was like, for sure, using butane, like, how would you not, what up, Defiant? How would they even know? Not even put two and two together, but obviously they weren't consuming or have anything to do with that lifestyle, so they just like kind of clueless, like I'm gonna just walk away. Yeah, but it's definitely flammable.
That reminds me of reminds me of my boss, man. He'd come in and he'd always say, man, it smells like dog shit. You know, we'd all start looking at our feet, but really it's because the old joints smell a little like dog shit. So, you know, if they're clueless, it's great. But if they have a clue, man. But that's the nice thing about going legal now. You know, we don't have to worry about those little hiccups.
Definitely.
No, that's one thing that I wish the industry would start to push more, though. You were talking about it earlier, which was the community. You know, I don't know how it is in Texas, but here in Missouri, we really still don't have any consumption bars. You know, we don't have any place to still come in and gather around and actually sit down and hang out with each other and meet new people. It's still very much go to the dispensary, go your ass back home, sit in your home and smoke it because you're a criminal still kind of mentality. You know, I would love to see more ability to actually have facilities to where we can go, you know, sit just like similar in a bar or maybe a cafe to where we can just go and sit and talk to the people next to us and consume at the same time or play a game of pool or foosball or, you know, I mean, I don't necessarily want it the same as bars because, you know, I mean, a lot of fights in them places, but, you know, I would like to see it to where, you know, I'd love to meet new people and be able to sit down and enjoy my passion with them and vice versa.
That would be pretty sweet to have around. We yet to have anything like that here. I believe they do have some medical dispensaries, and that is only for medical purposes only. I believe you have to be really high up in the list, like some really bad cancer or something, in order for you to have that. They've been trying to change that this from November 29th. I believe that's something that they have in the books. I'll try to do a little bit more research and try to bring that up for the next topic. But yeah, until then, like, you just pretty much have to be really ill in order to have a dispenser, like a medical card out here. And the places that you can find cannabis is pretty much anywhere out here. Like, you go to a gas station, find this THCA flower that just looks really aged, stuff that you probably wouldn't even want to mess with. You go to a couple smoke shops, you find a little bit better stuff there. You can always find gummies and these THCA pens and all these type of things out here. But besides that, like, it's kind of hard to be able to, like, unless you jump on Instagram or on YouTube and kind of put yourself out there, you don't really get to meet people like that. And I feel like I've been kind of alone out here, even though there is a couple of growers that I can just drive to a couple of hours and just do some my lifestyle. Just kind of takes me away from a lot of that, being able to. So.
Now, are you able to grow in Texas with a medical card yourself, like a caretaker, or are you still, you know,
I'm not sure.
in that range?
Yeah. Yeah, on that end, I am not too sure, bro.
You said what? I'm sorry.
Yeah, on that end, I am not too sure. You know, it's just ride or die right now.
I feel you, man. I feel you. Yeah, that sucks. I didn't
Yeah,
know Texas
like I
was
mentioned,
still.
you kind of like get yourself out there.
Yeah, I didn't know Texas was still just straight medical. They didn't have any type of rec or anything at this point. Yeah. I'm not from Texas, so I guess I wouldn't know. But
No, yeah,
yeah, and in Missouri, they
no,
just
yeah,
made it. In Missouri, they just made it illegal to have intoxicants, so such as THCA and your deltas and things of that nature. So they're even cutting down back on that, because of I guess the other lobbyists from the other side don't want to see that. They don't want to see anybody make money than the people that they've already chose to make money. And that wasn't the gas stations or the little head shops, mom and pop shops. So you're just fully out there hanging yourself out at this point, huh?
yep.
So why wouldn't you go somewhere else? I mean,
Guys, no,
I'm sure I could rent you a room somewhere in my house,
yeah, just
Family.
just trying to be ahead of the game out here. I was like, hopefully things will be smooth out here. It won't be too much of a hassle. If it does, like I wouldn't want to leave here just because I already have a lot of things going on. Most of my wife's family is out here, and it would be selfish of me to take her away from what she knows,
right?
just to in order for me to pursue my passion.
Oh hell yeah!
So
Yeah,
yeah,
no, I mean,
sometimes you got to risk it for the biscuit.
that is true. That is true. Well, knock on wood, everything continues going in your favor forward. But yeah, that's
Definitely.
I grew illegally for a long time, man, and it was I've been out of the closet for not well, maybe, who knows. I've been out of the closet for 5 years now at this shop, and this is really the first time I've put myself out there. I'm still, like I said, I have PTSD to this whole game, so I commend you on that, but still, wish it wasn't that way for you.
I'm sure it won't be forever, and there's a lot of us out here. It's not like I'm alone in this journey.
Right.
Like you mentioned before, like it's definitely feels like a sticky situation, but it's only that it's that if you're putting yourself out there in some bad habits or doing stuff like that, which I don't do any of that. Everything that I ever grown, I consume myself, and like is for the pains and other stuff that I deal with that I don't really like to talk about, or I just don't mention. We all go through our day-to-day pains or our pet peeves or stress and stuff like that, or just like to sit back and just spark one up. And I feel like I use it for all those reasons, and especially when it helps me focus and be able to continue to be the person that I want to be. Because sometimes my ADHD or whatever, I'm all over the place, and I won't be able to keep up with myself, or not even accomplish one task because I'm already breaking my head with another, or I'm breaking it down. Like, so yeah, like I mentioned, I don't put myself in sticky situations. I don't really I keep to myself. All I do is just work, come home, hang out with the grummies that actually want to get to know me as a person and as a as a consumer or homegirl or whatever you want to consider it. So it's just
Well, that's why
Yeah, that's nice. I do have a couple of the pictures that you sent me. I wanted to bring them out, and maybe you can talk about them, and so I'm
That
not
was
sure if you can see it on your.
That was a guy that I was helping grow. That was his third grow.
Nice.
He did pretty good, so I asked him to send me a picture. Sometimes we have a ability to teach better than we have to grow ourselves, unfortunately. But no, that's a pretty nice picture. That's actually a little 2x3 by 5 foot tall tent that he ended up doing about 1.5 pounds in. So he did pretty good.
That thing, yeah, those buds look swollen.
Yeah. He hasn't told me the secret yet, even though I'm supposedly the one that taught him. He won't let me in on it.
So I also saw that you had a solo cup challenge going on.
Yep. I have a solo cup challenge going on. We're gonna do it a little differently than some people have told me I'm supposed to do it. So I'm gonna, do it little entry fee, and then I'm gonna do it from seeds. I have a couple different seed companies I'm working with. One is people may have heard of Destiny Genetics, but the other one is called Steal Your Seeds, which is basically an all auto flowering company that I just ran one of his Andorian ales this last month and just harvested, and turned out pretty good. It was one of the first, not the first autos that I did, but one of the first autos that I had success on. I did an auto called Lowrider about 12, 15 years ago, and they didn't tell me what it was, and it started flowering in my mother room, and I was trying to clone it and just started flowering, doing weird crap. So I threw it away and kind of, didn't know what the hell happened. And then once I started the store, people are coming in, oh, autos and shit. I'm like, oh, that's what that thing was. But no, Steal Your Face Seeds. He's a local company. So, we're going to use him. And then, like I said, Destiny Genetics is going to, the guy's been amazing to us. So we're going to make sure we put his name out there, and then we're going to use his seeds. But basically, I'm going to give you 2 to 3 seeds, 2 to 3 solo cups, and it's your job to grow it from start to finish. And hopefully 3 months after I give you the seed, we can get some pictures, get a winner. And then a month after that, I'm hoping we can get everybody out here to have a smoke off, or at least a gathering to where we can maybe have a movie out front, set up a nice theater, close off my parking lot, and then just get everybody out here to actually sit, smoke, and maybe even bring the stuff that they grew out of that solo cup. But if not, bring whatever the hell they want. But
Oh yeah. Well, I was like, hope to see you there, Vixen. That definitely sounds like a amazing time. It's like, hopefully you'll be reporting live from down here.
We would love that.
You gotta do it. Reporting live.
Maybe we'll give her something to put in her hand, though, so it don't look silly.
Yeah.
Just give her a stick, or just a bud or something,
Yeah, we'll give her a really fat nut. She's like,
right.
Reporting.
Yeah, hell yeah. We'll figure something out. We can make it happen. But yeah, that's the goal. I mean,
Reporting live.
Right. Just you gotta make something bigger, there you go.
I'm still a lightweight, so this is
Reporting live,
Reporting live here in Missouri, like
But no, like I said, we're really just trying to get ourselves out there a little more. Everything's been word of mouth for all this time, and I'm not very much of a promoter of myself, So really, we're just hoping this little grow off will bring some interest in, and then hopefully, being that it's such a small little thing, anybody with a fluorescent light can participate. Participate.
I'm talking to my taster.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like I'm gonna have to enter into another solo cup challenge.
I've never honestly done one. I've grown, that plant you seen was one of mine, but usually that's just training it, getting ready to go into a 1 gallon.
I did the green gauntlet, and I had autos, and they were beautiful. I mean, they were like almost black. They were so purple.
Right.
Super pretty. But the problem is it was an auto and the taproot hit the bottom of the solo cup way early. So she got like this tall.
Right? Oh, heck yeah.
And I had like 1, 2, 3, maybe 5, 6 buds on it. I mean, they were amazing, and they were gorgeous, like absolutely gorgeous. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, it's so pretty!" I was like, "I know, but she's only this tall." Oh well.
You don't need them any taller than that,
don't
dude.
be
As long as the bud's that big around. Yeah.
She was tiny.
But no, like I said, hopefully,
I feel like
hopefully.
the tiny ones definitely.
Go ahead.
What? I have a bad here.
We're just getting used to the delay.
Oh,
But no, like I said, hopefully everybody can participate. Yeah, I've heard it. They're a little more difficult than, another grow, but man, failure breeds success eventually. If you don't fail a couple thousand times at something, you're probably not going to be very good at it anyway. So in other words, everybody's welcome. You don't have to even succeed.
like I know I've been. Yeah, I've been really bad at solo cup challenges and auto flowers, and that's definitely something I'm looking forward to. Like you're mentioning, going ham a little bit more, and you gotta strive. I just feel like I don't water either. I water too much or I don't water enough, and since I'm gone around, like I could be gone during my work hours, but then if I get extra work after that, I'll be gone and they'll be starving. And I feel like that can take a role on their end result, I guess.
Absolutely. Yeah, when I first started this store, I started listening to everybody, and I'm still trying to dig my way out of that rabbit hole, So, I mean, I got to the point where I was told, "Oh man, you're everybody waters too much." So I was pushing that stuff until it was so damn dry. I knew the exact milligram of how wet it should be, and buds were still turning out the size of my thumb, So then we went the complete opposite direction, But yeah, I mean, 10 years ago, I didn't have half the problems I have now because I didn't have a lot of bad information coming in. So, it's really hard nowadays. 30 years ago, you asked the internet a question, it gave you one answer. Now you ask the internet a question, it gives you 30,000 opinions. But
Yep.
Yeah, watering is the key to growing pot. Really to growing anything, even me and you. As I drink
definitely. So tell us a little bit about this one.
That's just
beautiful.
Well, I appreciate that. That's one of my grows that was under one of the first LED grows that I did. This was one of those ones where I was thinking I was overwatering, so it was actually underwatering, a little bit too much. So the buds didn't quite get as big as I would like them to, but the fall colors were absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, they definitely stand out right there. Here, I'm gonna show it off again. Then when I cut you off where you were.
This is one of my personal strains. I name all my strains after my favorite word. So this one is called Fuck If I Know.
That's fucking awesome. Oh, that's fucking good stuff right there.
Yeah, I got a lot of those.
So,
holy cow, those are some weird looking buds. Thick though, man. Do you see the size of those things?
Yeah, they're definitely loaded, man. Look, you've been feeding them pretty nicely. I like the color on them.
That's PK, man. If anybody knows how to get big giant buds like that, it's PK. Don't worry about the end. You just want the PK. No, those are actually some of my pigs. You'd spoke of that you grow other things besides what we were talking about. So I thought I'd throw in a couple of our pigs. I do breed some pigs. I actually bought a pig to eat. But unfortunately, I talked to the pig and I asked it if she wanted to be bred or meat. and she chose bread. So that's what happened. I bred her.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet, bro. Definitely. When I saw this, I was like, hell yeah, I definitely gotta include this in part of the tonight. Because I was
Awesome.
like, especially when I saw this, I was like, oh my god, they're just cuddling over there.
Yeah. Yeah, I just inseminated
Yeah,
my mom again. So come Christmas Day, I believe I'll have another litter. And I also have a couple cows,
That was
but
like
I'm not banging the cows, I swear.
Hopefully, we don't need a couple of episodes of South Park.
No.
Come to life.
Oh yeah. I do love me some South Park though.
So what definitely what's some of your favorite ways to consume?
Like I said, really, man, lately it's just been dabs. I mean, once I got hooked on the dabs, man, it's kind of hard to take a couple one hits and get the same blast off. We have a saying in the construction trade, if you're gonna go high, you got to get high. So I make sure to get really high before I go to work. Because if I'm gonna fall to my death, I prefer to be as high as I possibly can be. But not everybody should do that. I'm telling you, I can compete with Willie. We got another screen.
Well, all right, take the floor. So give a couple of shout outs. I'm gonna head downstairs. I'm gonna show you the second camera. So you guys can check out the ladies. And then I'm gonna pack me a bowl. So feel free and shoot some shout outs to whoever you want.
Yeah, that's great for sponsors.
The platform.
Excellent. I appreciate it, man. The only people that I'd like to talk to about is, like I said, number one, Destiny Genetics. I really only like to talk about companies that treat small businesses extremely well. And at this point, Destiny Genetics treats us amazing. Steal Your Seeds, go online, look them up. Amazing auto selection. I also have a hat here from, what is it called again? Equilibrium. My fault. I always want to say Euphorium, but I'm always wrong. So it's Equilibrium. They're on a Humboldt area in California. They deal with a lot of reg seeds. So we carry all of them. So, feel free to get a hold of us. But otherwise, if you want to do the solo cup grow off, get a hold of us. We want to hopefully have it done and entries done by December 1st so we can send the seeds off so we can have this before spring. So if you want to do that grow off, please get a hold of us. Otherwise, if we can do anything for anybody out there, please give us a call or get a hold of us. I answer questions all day long. I'm not one of these guys that are going to say, hey, man, I need $90 to answer your question. If you have a question, give me a call. I will give you the information that I have in my head. And if I don't have the answer, I'll tell you I don't have the answer. But other than that, I appreciate everything that you guys have done for us at this point. So anything beyond that, you'll have to just let us know. So what are you smoking? What kind of bowl is that, man? What's in the bowl, I should say. What the hell is that? An ice cube? Nice.
Yeah. When I saw this bowl, bro, and I could stick my whole thumb in there, I was like, hell yeah, this is my type of bowl right here.
Hell yeah. So what are you smoking, though?
I have a couple of these purple runs that I was, I guess, given by a friend out here that I've been talking to for at least 12 years. He comes around with different flavors and he's like, hey, try this out. This one is this. And he just tries to get my opinion since, that where I come from, California, and then the education that we've just been trying to encounter out here. So it's just been a fun journey to be able to sample different flowers for a decent price.
That's the one thing nice about having a grow store. People always want you to try something. The bad thing about having a grow store is everybody wants you to try something, and then you get 30 people hand you weed, and then they come back in and go, "So how was it?" I have no clue, man. I
That
don't
shit
remember
was
what the hell it
fire.
was.
Which one was yours?
After the first 2 hits, I don't know what the hell it tastes like, But no, I just picked up some. What is it? Was it a purple runts? Some dab. Been getting ounces of dab for about $150 an ounce.
Jeez, that's a
Yeah. How can you pass that up?
Yeah.
Why don't you smoke flower anymore? Oh shit,
Damn.
But
A
yeah, the
fucking
purple runts
keto
wasn't
right
bad. But now I'm smoking. I got some stuff. I'll probably embarrass my wife here in a second. But I got some stuff that I just grew. It's called whale's breath.
there. Whale's breath.
Yeah, whale's breath, man. And the way I describe the smell is that it smells like sea breeze, like California driving by the coast. It has that ocean spray smell, and then it smells like a nice musky flavor, and then it has a really like a funky little krill, like what they eat krill, like little shrimp crustaceans. But my wife says it mainly just smells like teenage ball sack.
Woo!
But I did not know I like teenage ball sack so much.
What up, Frankies? Oh, shit. That's fucking funny as fuck, dude. Oh shit. If I wasn't releasing that hit, I swear I'd be choking midway through it.
So what other strains do you actually grow?
Well, right now the ones I have in flower are the ones a couple of my crosses, and one of the Humboldt Orange Cream Pop, which been pretty awesome. And then in this tent right behind me, we have one of my males right here. We have a Boo Bear male. We have a couple of my crosses. We have some Fast Buds down here, and then Barney's Farm. Still need to take down my Halloween stuff from in here.
Nah.
I at least took it out from the front door where they would have set me a fucking fine. Like, take your Halloween shit off. Here's $50 for not taking it down.
I don't know if we have fines down here. Do we have fines for not taking our shit down around here?
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, there ain't too many restrictions around here.
It's where I live at. They're very anal. And I can't even park my work vehicle out here. I have to be gone by 8 because they come and check almost every other day. Just take pictures of shit they don't like. It's just nonsense.
I lived in a mobile home park in St. Louis. Probably the nicest mobile home park maybe in the country, but look it up. I'll say, I'll give them a free promo. El Dorado Park, the nicest damn trailer park you'll ever see. But they were the same way, man. They would literally send you papers and tell you got to remove that tree, and then send you a paper a month later and say you need a tree there. It's like, you just told me to take the tree out. And they're like, well, you either put it back or we're kicking you out.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they're
That's pretty much how it is. I was the only one taking care of my lawn, taking care of the trees, watering the bushes, and next thing you know, I'm getting a fucking fine that the bushes are out of control, the grass is out of control. Like, what the fuck? You guys have me saying that the grass dies, I'm gonna get a fine.
Yep.
And if it was like, I can't please anybody. Like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm trying to be like as peaceful as possible. And I don't know. This morning I kind of lost my stuff because every day the kids get picked up from school, and my wife leaves at the same time that the school comes. Like, the school bus comes probably like 30 minutes before. So all the kids are like kind of running around instead of just being posted. And it was raining today, so it was a bad situation. My wife backed up, saw one of the kids running, and I was like wait, and I yelled at my wife, yelled at the kid, yelled at the mom. I was like, get your fucking kid like, come on, like, it's every day. I've never mentioned anything, but that time I was like, I just saw an accident ready to happen, and I was trying to be more cautious, and I felt bad afterwards. The lady apologized to my wife, and I felt bad. I need to make my way and apologize to them, because I probably shouldn't have yelled, but at the same time, I was more concerned about the kid, like she was backing up, and right now with the rain the way it is, she couldn't have seen anybody behind her, so it you know an accident could occurred really quickly. And I don't know, stressful little situations like that kind of is what I'd be more aware about, especially when it comes with kids.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Weirdly enough, it's this weed is supposed to be this peaceful hippie thing, but weirdly enough, I mean, it there's still a lot of us that deal with, you know, I wouldn't say anger issues. I would just say being a human. Everybody gets angry. How we get angry is, everybody's choice. But no, I find myself struggling with that constantly, especially with road rage. I live out in the middle of nowhere now. I used to live in the city, and man, I had a horrible time with it. But anytime I go out in public and in traffic, I can pretty much guarantee that I'm gonna make an ass out of myself.
Yeah. When it comes to road rage, I was like, if I'm in a hurry, I know there's always gonna be an accident ready to occur. So just fucking, you know, just ride with the flow. Fucking
And
cruise.
the older I got, the more I can ride with the flow. It's the people around you, nowadays don't necessarily ride with the flow, and
Nah, bro. Everybody's in a hurry. It's crazy.
and they're willing to take you out for nothing at this point. But no, I deal with the weird thing is, like I said, I'm a pothead, but yet I've played a game to where violence was a part of it, in the sense of, I fought this battle to get marijuana legal my entire life, and when I fought it, it wasn't always against people that were kind, so I still find myself sometimes still not realizing that the war supposedly is over, and I find myself getting very aggressive at times where, I don't necessarily need to be aggressive, but like I said, in my life, it was an attack towards me. So, these are things that I'm still struggling with, that I still daily, that personally think pot actually helps me deal with, as far as controlling some of those moods and stabilizing some of those. But yeah, the older I've gotten, the slower I go. Everybody can kind of go around, but when they, they can still flare up spark the attitude a little bit. But so no, I found myself literally having to pull away from some people because it's it isn't as easy to deal with people after you've been tortured your whole life, and then to come out of it, you still sometimes feel like you're being attacked, with this industry, sometimes I still personally feel attacked, and have to defend myself. But like I said, I wanted to put that out. This was something I thought earlier. I just wanted to put that out because I didn't know if anybody else dealt with that. Now that it's legal and it's okay to be free with it in some sense, do people still have those issues to where, man, I take high offense to if someone puts my love or my passion down, I'll defend it with my life, even if it not in that way, but I put myself in positions where I've actually argued with people where it's like, man, I actually want to actually have a good relationship with this person, but somehow I find myself defending my position, even though you don't necessarily have to defend yourself in the same way. I don't know if that made any sense, or if I just smoked with one hit and it just came out weird, or.
No, definitely true. Dixon's being shy again.
Say what?
I'm listening. That's a great combo.
What is your thoughts on this?
What's up?
What's your thoughts?
As far as
What he's
Does-
dealing with
mentioned.
the industry still, or we just talked about like 20
Yeah,
different things in 10 minutes? No, I totally get the borderline like PTSD or that feeling just hanging around because back from where I'm from in Iowa, we dealt with, I mean, it was, I'm going to relate this more to like a racial profiling that used to kind of take place heavily back in the day, you know, like in my high school years, and that you were just ridiculously profiled to the extent that, and walk into a grocery store, if your friend that was with you, you know, was of another shade, be it brown, black, whatever, the security guard would follow you around the store to make sure that, you know, you weren't taking anything. But you could look over to the side and literally see somebody else stealing, and you're just like, really? Now, fast forward how many years, it doesn't really take place, especially not here. I don't see that, but in the back of my mind, if I'm driving and you know, and somebody you see an officer behind you or something, that profiling still sticks in the back of your mind, and you're just like, shit, here we go, for doing absolutely nothing wrong, you know. So when you said as far as the industry goes, you know, and people, you're still defending it, or you've got that in your heart, you know,
Right.
that feeling where you're just like, man, I'm being attacked, or, you know, somebody's about to say something that's going to spark something within me, even though it's not still that situation. You just kind of, it's there, that it hangs out. You can't let go of it.
It's almost like I spent my entire life in that defensive mode, you know. So even when I'm trying to have a conversation with somebody that, you know, that we're both pro pot, sometimes I find myself still taking that defensive stance because that's what I've always taken, you know, because, you know, the majority of my life has been, you know, hey, you're, like you said, profiled or scapegoated, or, oh, don't hang out with that guy because, you know, you're going to have problems or you're going to get in trouble like him, or, you know, or even still to this day. I mean, I still have people, when I tell them what store I own, they go, oh, we see people advertising that, well, if you smell like marijuana, we don't want you in our shop or on our restaurant, you know. So there's still a very heavy, you know, profiling and a discriminatory base upon this, you know. I mean, I got people that constantly say, man, you smell really good. But then I also have people that go, oh my God, you smell him? You know, me, I think, you know, my grandkids call that Papa's cologne. But, you know, I like the smell, but I do understand where people come from. But at some point, you know, the discriminatory behavior has to stop at some level. And it has, don't get me wrong, but it weirdly enough still lingers.
No, I totally feel you on that. Like earlier when I rescued this guy, not only did I drive out of my way to make sure that he got to where he needed to get unloaded. Um, Ended up talking to the security guard. I was like, hey, I wanna be polite. I want to stay around and be able to help him out because I still have his tires and other things that I broke down. I'll release this video later on. But and then once he said like around 8, I was like, I'm not gonna miss being able to do this, trying to be more consistent, just trying to stick to the brand and being on time. So I was like, he can meet me halfway. He has to come towards where where I'm at anyway, so I can feel like I can meet him up. And but like I was mentioning, like that attitude, or that, like as soon as the security guard smelled the 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 plant burning, bro, he just gave me that stink face, that certain certain attitude. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get going. Like I said, I'll meet him somewhere over here and take care of that. But yeah, there's just a lot of people that just don't understand. Like you mentioned, this is a cologne to me. This is something that I like to represent 100%. And everybody does them on their own way, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you got back there?
These are some of the ladies that we have in here. We got the orange cream pop, and then the rest are my crosses.
So you do you're doing most of your crosses, or
Well, some of them have been like from similar genetics that I've either purchased or friends that hooked me up with. Just playing with it, and I found flavors that I liked them on them, and other stuff that I found that I really liked, and I'd like to see, what they bring together.
now do you grow organically, or are you a salt farmer, or?
1 second, I'm gonna go upstairs.
Okay. Sits perfectly still. Oh shit!
Hit that little the menu or your settings right there, because it'll drop that down, and they can see the comments.
Excellent. She's teaching me stuff.
Close that up.
How do I do that? Go to the X.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
So then
Sorry.
we can keep up with comments.
She's showing me how to look at the comments and stuff because I'm a very strange person. I don't even own a cell phone, so this is all fairly new to me. I've seen a computer before.
I'm not sure how the service is up here, but it sounds like it's a delay again.
Yep.
Damn it.
Practice makes perfect.
No, it's just because this computer's upstairs, so it's further away from the router.
Reality.
Even further than that. Yeah. Plus, there's a lot of other things that are connected to the Wi-Fi that overpower this server too. Need to see if anybody can help me out with that.
So I was asking
I know
earlier.
there's-
I'm sorry. I was
What was
asking
that?
earlier, are you an organic farmer? Or are you a salt farmer? Or how do you grow?
I guess started off with your Happy Frog and then Ocean Forest mix. From there, I had got this General Hydroponics mix, and I tried that out for the first season. It was cool, but I noticed that I probably wasn't gonna be able to, I guess, afford it for the long term. So I was trying to find an alternate route. So then I had tried who was it? That Fox Farm. They have their nutrient line, and I tried theirs. Theirs was pretty cool too. The only thing that it was stinkier than the General Hydroponics. Plus I didn't like how it looked when so I ended up using that until I finished it. I ended up switching to Gaia Green with worm castings, and so far that one has been one of my favorites ones because most of the time I just water and I add some recharge or the stash to help the beneficial nutrients. But besides that, I don't really do much to the garden. So that one's been pretty cool. The other thing of the way I've cloned is always with soil, and I've noticed that it takes really long before you start seeing some roots or growth. So I end up getting this hydroponic cloner that pretty much just messed up from the bottom.
Yep.
And just seeing the results on those roots is crazy. So I just experimented. I left them a little bit further than they should have been. They were growing some big roots in there. And one of them actually got past, what was it, 27 inches tall. And that also meant all her original branches reached up to the very top, where they were all evenly distributed. and I was just excited to like continue to do that. So that's like kind of where I want to go now. Is I guess the DWC or the hydroponic style.
Deep water culture.
Yeah, just yeah, deep water, which is just running with water and see how that goes. 'Cause, like I've seen so much explosive growth from a lot of people that grow that way, and a faster or short amount, I guess, faster or a short amount of time, depending on how you look at it. So it's definitely just a pleasure, I guess, and a journey to be able to try so many different ways and
Yeah.
different nutrients and see which ones will actually benefit you and work with your environment and stuff like that. So it's been, I don't know, it's been kind of cool just to be experimental.
I did a deep water culture for a few years. The only thing that I didn't like about deep water culture was when the root base, if you have a reservoir, it's great, but when you have a root base and the 5-gallon bucket, that root base fills up the 5-gallon bucket. So, like, let's say you're using a 7-gallon pot with soil. You're watering that thing, let's say at the end of flower, once every 3 to 4 days, 2 to 3 days, maybe. Where when you fill that 5-gallon bucket up, you end up losing space to the water. So it goes from holding 3 gallons of water to holding like a half a gallon of water. So you're watering that thing every day almost. So I found that deep water culture without a reservoir, you end up with big plants, water those things more often than you actually do with soil. But other than that, yeah, the growth rate was faster. But, everything, I hear this from other people, but everything works. I mean, it's really just based on, how you choose to use it, but yeah, I mean, it's, I do a little bit of everything just because, I don't know, man, I guess I'm ADD or something, but I like to try a little bit of everything. Nowadays, it isn't about, so much growing weed to sell it. It's about, getting that information, learning what it takes to do it. But I'm doing a flood table, a small flood table right now. And man, I'm having trouble left and right because if you don't fill that flood tray up with enough pots, the light starts to hit the roots go green, start to big roots. But I'm trying to figure out right now, what is the exact amount of time do I want to water it per day, how often per day? Everything becomes a challenge, I tell most people that I deal with to keep it as simple as possible and don't charge a bunch of stuff, but here I go. I do something different almost every time I grow just because I want to see what the next thing does.
Well, I want to give a quick shout out to Pitt's Place. I guess a new girl me in the chat I've never seen before. Quick
Awesome.
Shout out to you, buddy. Appreciate you hanging out with us tonight on this Monday night.
Rainy Monday night.
Rainy Monday night, but hey, it's all right. We're still gonna keep on burning, still having a good time with each other. So definitely appreciate you. Appreciate everybody in the chat. You guys are awesome.
So now you say you got a hydrocloner. Do you like that better? What were you saying?
Yeah.
You just put it straight into soil before? Or?
So what I've been doing lately, I grow it in the Solo Cup or I try to grow it in the Solo Cup to where I can just like rinse off the roots, and then from right there I'll transfer it over to the cloner, which is kind of weird because just the transfer going backwards. I feel like it's not like if I'm cloning and then I'm adding it to the cloner. Sometimes I would grow it in the cup just big enough so I can be able to grow it in the water. What up, Sherry? Joan, what up? Appreciate you hanging out with us.
Yum yawns. But no, that's a different way to do it, I guess. So you're basically using your hydrocloner as a hydro machine to actually grow the plant in that hydro machine.
Big enough to where I would transfer it back to soil in a big plant. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's going through a big cycle. I'm kind of weird about it right now. It's just that I don't have the setup to go bigger on the hydroponic system yet.
Right.
But I do like the thickness of it. Just like the growth is definitely so much bigger. The stems, I haven't used silica or anything else besides the whatever the recharge and stash already has on it. And that's the same thing I do with the soil, and I can literally give you a side-by-side comparison, and you'll see the thickness of the stem from the thickness of each branch is just crazy. And yeah, it's just a cool little experiment that I'm just messing around here. So I'm trying to get them as beefy as I can on the hydroponic, and then go ahead, and if I don't have the time to continue that, I'll just slow the process down on the soil.
Right.
And then she'll still ride. She'll still continue to, and like as long as she has healthy roots and our trusty Dynamite.
Oh hell yeah. Yep. Nope. I hope I didn't put my crotch in the camera too much.
Hey, I got my hat somewhere. I'm sure.
Yep. Nope. Like I said, I like a little bacteria. I like a little microbe. I also like a little humic acid. Got to get the trifecta going. But yeah, I do most of my training in the Solo Cup. I want them things to be as big. I want them to be 16, 18 inches in circumference before I go into the next container. But yeah, I mean, it's you got to get them big and healthy before you start throwing them into that next stage.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I would throw them. I would start from the Solo Cup, and they'll get as big as probably 6 to 7 nodes. After that, I'll chop probably 2 to 3 nodes off, so that I can clone that one, and then that way it'll start allowing all the bottom stuff to reach up to its. After that, you don't really have to do much of the training besides just branching them out.
Right.
Depending on how you want it. No, that's preferred method right here. Like as you can see, the name Scrogging. After seeing Northern Scrogger do his thing, it was just like, damn, you can grow a fucking tree that's not even like a stalk that's really small and looks like a crazy umbrella. Like hell yeah, I'm about that. And then when he mentioned that all the sides are equally dense and stuff like that, I was like, hell yeah. But like why does anybody want LARP when you can all have even sized colas?
Once they all are apical tops, they all become those apical tops. Then you end up with equal size colas instead of a spear and a cola and a spear and a cola. I do have people that tell me spears and colas are the exact same thing, even though by definition it's two totally different things. So if you're getting a bunch of spears, you're missing it.
Yeah, I was like, you'll see the yield difference. Definitely.
Oh yeah. Well, even if you have, I try to tell people, I mean, if you have 30 tops that are all the same size, if you get 1 gram per top, you already have an ounce. But if you get 7 to 8 grams per top dry, you're getting 7 to 8 ounces in an area, 2.5 by 2.5 by, no taller than 1.5 foot, 2 foot off the ground. A lot of people are growing these plants indoors 5, 6, 7, 8 feet tall, and they're getting a foot of bud on top, and they're, oh yeah, it took me 6 months to grow this in veg. And I'm like, I got the same thing in a month and a half of veg. But like I said, I mean, it's, you shouldn't be really vegging any more than about a month and a half indoors. Anything longer than that, you're either trying, unless you're doing one plant in a 10 by 10. But if you're using your brain a little bit, and filling in the space with a couple plants and letting them fill in your space to about 50% and then flipping the flower, you should be able to fill up that space, a 4x4 tent with 4 plants in easily a month. Because by the time they flip over to flower and give you that stretch for that 3 weeks, you're going to fill that entire space up without any problems.
Definitely, for sure. I know for sure at the end of the day, like whatever your preferred grow method is for everybody listening out there, it's just make sure that your bud tastes good, man. Because at the end of the day, it's like, why would you want to smoke something that's just not tasty, you know? Especially when it looks right and it smells right, you know. So she gotta taste. She gotta taste.
And that really comes with not only growing, but drying and curing, man. I'm a big proponent on people don't understand that there's a drying and a curing process. And that curing process will actually bring out them flavors that most dispensary weed won't come close to. But it's a process. You can't cure a plant in 2.5 to 3 weeks. I mean, it takes a couple of months to actually break down that material and cure that piece of weed. You know, just the same as, you know, you have a piece of beef jerky, you can set it out on the counter and it's going to stay beef jerky the rest of its life. You know, if you don't cure your pot, you know, you leave it out on the counter and it's going to end up becoming dry, crispy, and turn into dust overnight. If you cure your pot, number one, your flavor is going to be better, but you're going to be able to hold that bud and squeeze it. It's going to feel like a piece of material because that plant changed its molecule, whatever the hell the word is. That's one of those science words I don't have in my head, but it changes the plant from a non-preserved flower to a preserved flower. And once you preserve that flower, you're going to get all the best taste and all the best smells. You know, before you have that product, you're just not quite there. So that's why I said earlier, you know, hopefully the craft product will be able to come back because the dispensaries aren't putting their stuff and putting it away and storing it for 3 to 6 months to get a good cure on it. They're just getting the product as fast as they can to the customer to get that dollar. So I do believe craft product, if we can start to cure our weed and age our weed, we'll have a completely different product to where us craft growers will still have a market.
Definitely. Well, I definitely appreciate you guys. I'm sorry we went above the time that we mentioned,
Appreciate it.
but I've been having a good time, so I was like, I wouldn't want to cut you off in the middle of it, anyways. But we definitely would love to have you back on anytime, whenever you want to mention that solo cup whenever you get started or anything like that.
Yep. If you want to get a hold of us, just get a hold of us. You know, we'll be doing it until December 1st. And then after that, we'll send them seeds out. But nope, we would love to have you guys come down. I know you're going to be coming to the lake soon, so please come by and see us. And if we can do anything for you guys,
man, that's definitely going to be exciting for sure.
Right.
I hope to get to show you around a little bit.
That'd be nice. I was like, I'm sure you guys are definitely just being able to talk to you like this. Hopefully, it's you know, just continues to bring more positive stuff to amongst the community, and hopefully we can be able to help you in any way. So if there's any local growers in your near area, hopefully you guys can check out Just Grow Mo's Hydroponics.
Last thing, man, I really appreciate you. You know, I wasn't too sure about this, but you know, you exceeded my expectations, so I appreciate it. And I hope you stay in contact with us.
No, most definitely. I was like, you have Vixen nearby, so we'll definitely be keeping contact for sure.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm like a 12-minute drive, maybe.
Excellent.
Yeah, definitely. So if you don't hear from me, like, hey, what's going on with your dude? So, yeah. But yeah, I was like, normally I try to stay in communication. Hopefully you can jump on our Discord on Grow Me Talk. I'll send you the link later on. And literally all you have to do is just click the link and bring you straight to the chat, and then hit your camera on just like how you did here on your on the computer. And whenever you see us just hanging out there, you can just jump on, and we can get to know each other more on a day-to-day basis. I try to do that with everybody that I get in contact with. I haven't been very good at it, but I'm trying to be better. And this is where this is where I'm trying.
Awesome.
Hopefully everybody, the people that have been supportive, I appreciate you so much. Root Nerds, Crimson, Defiant Seeds, Sherry Jones, Pitt. Appreciate you guys showing up tonight. We had Frankie's in the chat earlier. Who else? ACL Wolf. TMLC. I know you couldn't make it tonight. I always appreciate you, bro, for always being there. You've been an amazing friend, amazing gamer friend for sure, bro. We just had amazing times throughout the year that I've gotten to know you. So hope you're doing well, and we're always here for you, dude. So thank you again.
Well, hey, we
you
got
guys
some
coming
shirts
out.
coming to
Thank
you.
Make it.
Hey, we got some
Oh
shirts
yeah,
coming to
definitely
you, so we
appreciate.
appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. You got your shirt coming. You and the wife coming your way. I think got a couple shirts. Because I missed October's shirt to send her, but she has October's and November shirt. And hopefully, if she makes it out to BizCon, then she'll have another shirt.
I'm hoping it's looking like I'm not going to get the time off. So, I mean, that's what Grommy Getaway is, right? Her Grommy Talk Getaway. We'll get everybody here to like. How's that saying go? If Muhammad could get to the mountain, or couldn't get the mountain to Muhammad, he brought the Muhammad to the mountain. I'm gonna bring all the Gromies here.
Yeah, definitely. It's just fun the way that you put everything together. You've been working hard at it. So thank you so much for everything that you've been doing for Grommy Talk, that you do day to day for yourself. I don't really say that much, but like, thank you so much. You really mean a lot. Like I mentioned earlier, TMLC that means a lot. Just grow more. With it's been a pleasure being able to get you out on the channel and be able to tell your story. So hopefully we can continue these journeys and grow together.
Well, hopefully we'll do it soon again. And until next time, if we can do anything for anybody, you please just let us know.
Yeah. Cheers, everybody.
Until next time. Later.
Well, thank you, everybody. You guys are awesome. What up, Sly Loco? Appreciate you making it. We'll be releasing the video. I kind of gotta. One second. Yeah. So I gotta go now. Service call now. So I appreciate everybody. You guys are awesome. Hopefully I can see a couple of you guys at BizCon. It'd be really awesome to meet you guys in person. Don't be shy. If you got the fire, definitely bring it. I'm gonna try to bring some. If not, shit, there's a bunch of dispensaries out there that we can hit up and just have fun. Just go to casinos, drink, do some shit. Don't be shy. How do we go?